All right, live here tonight on the WFO Racing Network in partnership with the American Sim Network. It is qualifying live from Daytona Superspeedway. I'm Matt Egan, bringing you flag-to-flag action of this amazing racing. How is everyone doing tonight? I hope we're all doing well as we get ready to go racing. I tell you what, it is a great night for some action here. Looking at the 13, Adam McKinney, as he is getting ready in his Subaru Legacy Monster Energy machine, representing Team Subaru here tonight, getting ready for his qualifying run out on track. Drivers have 2 laps here in this 19-minute session. They have 5 minutes to do those 2 laps, the first 5 minutes of this session, and then of course qualifying drivers meeting happens. So in that time we'll talk about a little pre-race stuff. So want to give a big shout out to WFO for having me come on for this season. Happy to be back. We did the first 2 seasons over on American Sim Network. We'll be doing this season here on WFO Racing Network. But I tell you, Tyler Lambert looks like he might have a good time going here, but right now, watching that 13 Subaru, he's got a great line going, running the top line around the speedway for the time being. And you can see as he works that outside line here around Daytona, keeping it close up to the wall. I tell you what, you could not stand between the car and that wall. That is how close up he is. And that's the whole name of the game here right now, folks, is just keeping it up there. So that second lap, he gets to run the bottom, gets to run it right down on that white double yellow, or the yellow double yellow line. And that is the key here at Daytona, is to run top and then bottom. You got a great run here, and you see McKinney third right now. Albers is the leader. Lambert second. Steve Blankenship now third. Martin, Jeff T. Martin, and then I believe it is Troy Cook. And you can see McKinney fifth, and then Albers sets down an even faster time, but Hal Amy goes to third. Jared Cox goes to the leader. Let's see what McKinney does on his second lap here, folks, coming off of turn number 4 for the final time. This is where things matter. And there you go. He'll stay. Well, he'll go to the point. You want to talk about speed, but not for long. Corey Wagner gets to the top. Steve Blankenship will be second. Mason Weitzel now on track in that number 35 machine. And Richard Springer also on track, looking for a good run. So Richard Springer looking for a good run here right now. And he'll go to 7th on the speed charts. Pretty good time down for him. Jared Cox was fastest a brief moment ago, but now he'll be 12th. Michael Skinner, the DuPont Flame Machine, throwback to 2007. Well, really the mid-2000s in general for Jeff Gordon. Let's see what he does on lap number 2. Currently sets 20th on the speed charts, and he'll run right under that double yellow line. And he'll put her down in, well, let's see where she'll update. He'll keep her in 6th. How about that? Good run. Cody Martin going through 3 and 4 for his final lap here. Russell Chernesky, the fast time to beat. Chernesky is the top time. Cody Martin goes to 16th. John Steiber is right now in 22nd. Well, right now his car 22, not in 22nd position. He is 26th, and he's got to finish his 2 laps here. He's on his first. That mellow yellow machine, beautiful throwback machine there, I gotta say. And we'll see where they all play out here in the next few moments. And again, these drivers will go into a driver's meeting in a brief moment after this. But going around turn 3 and 4 for the first time for John Steiber. And this will be position 24 And he's got to do one more lap of the speedway. So he's got to gain quite a lot. He's got to gain a lot of time if he wants to improve his starting position. You notice these guys aren't too far off of each other. It's probably about it's about only a tenth of a difference from you have 20th to 1st. So only about a tenth difference there, but still, that's a lot of time to make up on a super speedway. As he'll come off of turn number 4 here, and you'll see he's going to run a middle line through the front stretch. I don't know if that's really the best idea. I'd kind of keep it more locked to the bottom. You're not going to gain a lot much more speed, but he'll go enough to 21st position, which isn't too horrible. Ryan W. Daniels and the Wells Fargo Dodge Charger on his hot time will be for 27th. And this is his second lap. And watch, he's going to keep it down on this double yellow line, which is exactly what he's going to want to do. Ryan Daniels Dodge Charger. Throwback to Kyle Petty's car of, I want to say, 2006, 2007. And you'll see Daniels, he's got a pretty good thing going here. It goes right down on the bottom, and that's exactly what you got to do there. Keep it locked to that double yellow line. Off of turn number 4 now. And he's going to go for the bottom of the racetrack. Yeah, he'll go under the line. That's what we've seen a few drivers do here tonight. And let's see what locks him. 13th place. How about that? Good lap time for Ryan W. Daniels. Matt Skipper was good to go for 19th place, but Russell Chernesky is your pole sitter. We'll talk to him in a little bit after their drivers' meeting here as the clock strikes 8:45 on the eastern seaboard of the United States. You're watching the American Sim Network on the WFO Racing Network. So how's everyone doing tonight? Let's hear from you, the amazing viewer and the amazing fan of this channel. How is everyone here tonight? Let's hear those voices out there. I'm doing well. I hope everyone out here is doing well too. Looking forward to a good start to this season. You got a lot of familiar names from the last few seasons. See Steve Blankenship, Nick Gardner, Chernesky, names I recognize from the 2 seasons I did a while ago. Aiden Young, Joseph Andujar, Matt Skipper, Jared Cox, and you have a lot of these great drivers here. Richard Springer, a lot of new names too to me. Well, new to me, Altum, one of them up there in the front. You see Ryan W. Daniels, not a new driver there, Daniels, but very good driver. Good to see him back on track here. Troy Cook, looking for a good run here tonight. I tell you what, 3rd place on the starting grid. That is amazing to see. And you look at the times, and I want to point that out to everyone here watching. I know everyone can see it on the left side of your screen. I hope everyone takes a look on the left side of their screen. Look at the times between these drivers, right? And it is, again, only about a 10th difference between Jared Cox there in 20th place and Russell Chernesky in 1st place. And that is how close these drivers are. And it shows, the speed in single-car runs between these guys. It shows how pretty evenly matched this entire field is. But you take into account when you're running Daytona, you're running 2x2 in the draft most of the race, so you're not really going to be focused on, who's got the fastest car. But it shows that these guys are matched on a skill set. They're a very closely matched field of drivers, which I think is great for the league and great for competition. That means you're going to have some excellent competition and excellent racing produced overall. And I, for one, very excited to see that take place. Well, we'll be back in just a moment or two with driver interviews, so don't go anywhere. Green Flag Racing, well, that'll be coming at you in about 10 minutes' time. Driver interviews will be coming at you in probably a little bit less than 10 minutes' time. You're watching the American Sim Network on the WFO Racing Network. Keep it locked. We'll be right back. And we're back here getting ready to go green in just a few moments. And we're going to interview, we're going to get a quick interview in with, let's try and talk to our pole sitter, Russell Chernesky. Hopefully they're done with their driver meeting. And I can't seem to move people, so that's going to be a problem. So we might not be getting a quick interview with Russell Chernesky, as I am having a slight problem in the Discord server that we're in. I cannot move any of the drivers. So, on that note, we will, we'll be right back getting ready to go green. Apologies for the no interviews at the moment. I'm going to have that worked out for you here shortly. 8 minutes till we go green. Russell Chernesky, Mason Weitzel, Troy Cook, Larry Anderson, and Corey Wagner, your top 5. Vern Bradley in the 114, just outside the top 5, with Michael Skinner, David White, Dylan Altum, and Nick Gardner rounds out your top 10. 7 minutes till showtime here at Daytona Superspeedway. 85 laps, the advertised distance. Should be a great night of racing here, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. And we're back live here at Daytona Superspeedway. How is everyone doing tonight? I'm lost for words. I am so excited. That's what I am. I am doing phenomenal. I hope everyone out there is doing just the same. I hope, let's hear everyone out there. Hope we get a hi in the chat from everyone, all wonderful 15 people out there watching this show. About a minute till we go racing. Excuse me. Russell Charneski, Mason Weitzel, your pole sitters, inside pole, outside pole, and it should be a good one here tonight. This is the American Sim Network with the WFO Racing League Network. Working in partnership here for this season, bringing you all the racing action, flag to flag. We already got some votes for driver of the day. We got Andrew Wagner, Corey Wagner for driver of the day. So let's get some votes in there, folks. Let's hear those votes. Let's hear who everyone wants to see as we get ready to go racing. And it should be a great night of racing here tonight. I tell you what, Russell Charneski, we'll get a word in with him before we go green as we get ready to grid up. Russ, have you got a copy on us? Russell, you there?
Can you guys hit control?
Hey, what's happening? What's happening?
So, Russ, you're sitting on pole here tonight at Daytona. How does it feel? You looking forward to it?
It feels good. I just showed up. I just made it in time right when I jumped in the car, qualifying started. I didn't get any practice laps and turned a good lap there in queue and put it up front.
All right. Now, what do you expect out of this race here tonight? 85 laps. Bit of a long one, but it should be a good one.
Yeah, it's a long race, but you just got to survive. You just got to be there at the end, pretty much. Put yourself in a good position if you can, and car in one piece. And
all right. Well, any sponsors you want to mention real quick before we get going here?
Yeah, my team wheeling and dealing, and hopefully we can pull this off tonight.
All right. Well, thanks for talking to us, man. Good luck here tonight.
Thank you.
All right, and we get ready to go racing on the American Sim Network. Let's roll through your starting lineup here tonight. We'll get into that right about now. Would sound like the perfect time to me. How about all you out there? Let's take a look. Row 1, Russell Charneski and Mason Weitzel. Row 2, Troy Cook and Larry Anderson. Row number 3, Corey Wagner and Vern Bradley. Row number 4, Michael Skinner and David White. Row number 5, Dylan Altum and Nick Gardner. Row 6, Stephen Blankenship, Adam McKinney. Row 7, Richard Springer, Ryan W. Daniels. Row 8, Jeff T. Martin and Aiden Young. Row 9, Joseph Andujar and Donnie, forgive me if I pronounce this wrong, Stabuitz, I'm very sorry about that, in the number 99 car. Cody Martin and Raymond Root in row 10. Row 11, Matt Skipper, Jared Cox. Row 12, Leandro Castro and John Steiber. Row 13, Tyler Lambert and Hal Amy. Row 14, Adam Tips and Justin Cadenhead. Row 15, Chris Albers and Garrett Hemlinger. Row 16, Derek Robinson and Artie Peterson Jr. And row 17, Tim Hamlet and Sean Dorr, Thomas Cristiano, Glenn Jameson, Donald Shockley, Trent Ripley, rounding out your field of drivers here tonight on the American Sim Network. Looking forward to what should be a great night of racing as the clock hits what I believe to be about 9 o'clock on the Eastern Seaboard. Yes, it is, as cars are rolling off for the first time here at Daytona Super Speedway. And we got one car stopped. That's Ryan Daniels waiting to go. Looks like he'll be starting towards the rear of the field, I would imagine. Looking there at Vern Bradley in his 14 machine. So as we get ready to go racing here, the question remains, who goes to victory lane? Well, we'll find out in 85 laps who's most likely to go to victory lane. We got a lot of votes out there. Looks like the number 3, a popular pick, as the cars are doubled up here going through turns 3 and 4 for the last time. Well, the first and the last time here tonight. So coming off of turn number 4, here we go. Pace car heading down. He's about to hit the pits right about there. So the pace car will hit the pits and will hit the green flag. There we go, racing here at Daytona. Great start from those drivers, side by side, 2 by 2 as far as the eye can see, as they rocket down the front stretch, going into turns 1 and 2 now at full speed here at Daytona Superspeedway. The car's getting up to full speed, I should say. They are gambling for, or jockeying for position. See, one Hunt's Brother Pizza Toyota Camry looks to the inside. I saw the 24 hop to the top lane, side by side. The first group of cars remains. It is Vern Bradley, Mason Weitzel, and the 24 car sitting outside right now. That 24 car piloted by, I'm not sure who. I think that's Troy. No, that's not Troy Cook. That is Michael Skinner. So, oh, we got one car around already. It's Mason Weitzel. And we got a, oh boy, oh man. That set off a cataclysmic chain of events. And we'll get an instant replay look at that. You see Mason's car right there, dot 35 car. You see he goes down, and then looks like the 20 comes back up, and it's off to the races there. I saw the 14 go off, and the, well, I think we got to look at that from an aerial cam, folks. What do you say? Bring an aerial cam, good look at that. And you'll see, watch what happens here. Mason Weitzel got turned around there, and the 20 comes back up, tries to save the car, and it just, unfortunately, as they say, it's off to the races. Number of cars involved on lap number 3, the number 29 of Raymond Root among them. One of many. Saw the 18, I think that Hunt's Brothers car, yep, he got involved. 13, McKinney, Aiden Young's in it. Jared Cox, I think either is in it, barely slipped by, potentially. And it looks like Matt Skipper got a piece of it. Adam Tips. So we'll ride on board Jared Cox's car. I'll get that onboard cam here for you, folks, or in-car cam, I should be saying. And you can see what happens. He tries to avoid it. Does he get through it? No, I don't think he does. If he does, he got through it with minimal damage. But nonetheless, situation that no driver wants to see. Only 3 laps into this race. So Jared Cox will hit the pits, as will most of the field. That 14 Tito's Vodka machine in front of him, Jeff T. Martin's got a lot of damage. Mike Skinner's your race leader. Chernesky 3rd. Vern Bradley is 4th in the pits. Everyone back of 3rd place elected to pit. And we'll get a word in with Vern Bradley. We'll talk to him. Get a quick word in with the one and only.
Clear to me, and I was right behind him, so I don't...
Vern, you got a copy of me?
Yeah.
How's that car been running for you here tonight, man?
The 114 car's running beautiful.
You know, very early on, quick incident here. You know, what's your strategy for the going forward here after that?
Well, 82 laps to go, so we're just going to try to keep this 114 car clean and stay out of trouble and see what we got for the end. That's what this all comes down.
Now, what do you expect for a fuel strategy game here if you get a long run? You going to try to run it in the middle or try to lead the pack? You're going to try to save the most fuel, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be the name of the game on the long runs is whoever can conserve the most fuel. But I'm actually just going to race it right now to see where I can get in the...
All right, well, good luck to you. Any sponsors you want to give a shout-out to?
Yeah, I'm not sure which car I'm in tonight, but I think I might be in the iRacing Classifieds car, so...
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing.
Want to give a shout-out to Facebook, WFO, iRacing Classifieds, all the members in there.
All right, well, thank you for talking to us. We'll let you get back down with your team. And as they're doubling up, or they'll be doubling up next time by, we'll be right back here on the American Sim Network. Don't go anywhere. Well, double them up, and let's do it all again. 6 out of 85 laps have been complete here at the Daytona Superspeedway, and it looks like no drivers have elected to retire their cars. Of course, drivers on pit lane still getting a little bit last-minute prep work done to those machines. 6 out of 85 laps into this race now. 2 by 2 by 2. That is how they stack. 34, count them, on the lead lap. I was about to say you can count that on 2 hands, but you really can't. I guess you'd need a friend with you, and you got to count with his hand, and then even then you need 2 friends. So that's only 20. I'm making that a lot more complicated than it needs to be. Anyway, as we get ready to go racing, should be some exciting racing here, I tell you. Michael Skinner outside pole. Troy Cook on the bottom, that 51 Chevy Camaro. So it's going to be Chevy versus Chevy When we go green, pace cars down. Skinner has control, I believe. And there we go. Green flag is out. Troy's going to beat him to the line. So Troy was the leader on that restart there. They'll be side by side. Now, they made it about 4 laps last time, so I'm going to wonder if these guys are going to decide to run any safer, I should say, this little stint here. I would imagine they're going to. As right now, you see Troy Cook trying to work with Russell Chernesky down on the bottom, that number 20 machine. Chernesky in the Bass Pro, as they are I shouldn't say side by side. They're hooked up 1, 2, 3. Well, pretty much they go in a straight line back through the entire field. That's how it tends to run here at Daytona for the early going, until maybe they'll get down into a single file lane later on into the running. But it, for the moment, is going to be Troy Cook and Mike Skinner controlling their respective lanes. And right now, Troy Cook going to lead that lap. That'll be his second lap of the evening led here tonight. Michael Skinner really working that outside lane. Got a lot of help behind him from Artie Peterson. And that's exactly what he's going to want to see, is getting that help from Artie there, and having Vern Bradley on that outside lane with him is going to be a big help to him as well. As you see, Michael Skinner going to get stuck in the middle for a moment, but he'll get down to the bottom of the racetrack. They'll switch it up for that race lead. Side by side now for second place, Troy Cook, Peterson, Vern Bradley back there, still trying to figure things out. He's kind of stuck in the middle, if you will. He's got nowhere to go back to get in lane, and he's got nowhere to go forward. He's got the one car right in front of him. He's going to push that one car to the lead. And if that one car jumps to the bottom, then there you go. Vern will have something to happen for him, but that's going to be a big question of if that can happen for him. 23 people out there tonight. Hope everyone's doing well. 9 laps into this race. And you see, they're switching it up towards the back of the field. Look, you got to look back about to where Hal Amy's running, that number 3 car. And I think at the moment, Mr. Popular winning driver of the day for the moment. But Hal Amy, the man, the myth, and yes, folks, even the legend, right there in 16th place. He's racing Richard Springer and Matt Skipper. Skipper's going to look right up the middle there, and I tell you what, that's going to be really risky. He has no one to run with. And we got what? Oh, boy. 59's hard into the wall. Skipper's going to go around. Oh, it's going to be big. Hal Amy's collected in it. The 23's in it. Russell Chernesky's in it. The 29's in it again. I think Jeff Martin got a piece of it. Peterson did. Now, did this one start like the last one? That's the question, because I saw the 59 kind of go for a spin. And that's the question. I see Troy Cook got a piece of it as well. I tell you what, Sean Doerr's in it. So we'll look for that 59 car, and you see he got kind of bent out of shape going into 3. And that's where the problem started. And you watch Sean Doerr up here on the top, just got clipped by the 59. And for him, it was off to the races, unfortunately. And Russell Chernesky was running really well. Stephen K. Blankenship, number 23. We'll ride in-car with him. And you see in-car Blankenship. And he almost got through it. He got tagged into the back end of Hal Amy, but we're 11 laps in. Was that about the second big one we have seen tonight? I'm wondering, these drivers, I imagine they have fast repairs, but I imagine they might be getting through them right now as we see a driver pulling it off to the bottom of the racetrack. I wonder who that was. That was David White. And yeah, you see, oh, the motor expired. That's what happened to him. So Altum got in it as well. He looks like he'll get his fast repair. Stephen Blankenship, Chernesky will fast fix. But it looks like McKinney gonna go a lap down. Troy Cook. a lap down as well. Thomas Cristiano got a piece of it. Aiden Young was in it again. And you see this time, no fast repair for that 69 team. No fast repair for Derek Robinson. We'll talk to Aiden Young, the 69 car. Aiden Young, have you got a copy on us?
I got you, man.
Well, it looks like you were involved in that crash on lap 11. Do you have a fast fix still?
Yeah, I do. I still got 2 of them, Sprite.
All right, so I'm guessing they gave you 4 or 3 here tonight?
Nope, only 2. I just been fixing the car as we go.
10-4 on that, so it looks like you're going to be holding on to him. Now, you know, what has been your impression of this race so far?
Yeah, just a lot of over-aggressive driving. It's a little early for that, but...
Now, how's that 69 machine been treating you so far here tonight?
Oh, the 69's running great. It's just staying out of these wrecks and being there.
All right, well, any sponsor you want to give a shout-out to?
I want to thank Young Gun Creations, Young Daniels Incorporated, and all my teammates that come out to race with me, and everyone else.
All right, well, thanks for talking to us, man, and good luck in the remainder of this race.
Thank you.
All right, and that was Aiden Young there with some, luckily still having some fast repairs. But a lot of drivers, looks like they'll all still, so they had 2 fast fixes, so mark it down. Which drivers got in it? Which driver's going to use their fast repair? I know Hal Amy had to use his, unfortunately. He got her all patched up, looking all nice and pretty. Let's get a word in with the man, the myth, and yes, folks, he is even a legend. It is Hal Amy, the one and only. How you doing here tonight, Hal?
Doing good. How you doing?
I am doing good talking to myself, but how you doing? I mean, you know, how's that car handling for you first and foremost?
Nah, we've only gotten 10 laps in. We've been trying to get slow, but they've been...
Now, having to use that fast repair, you have 1 left. Is that going to change the way you're going to run the rest of this race?
Probably. I'm just trying to stay away from them, but I got through the first one, didn't make it through.
All right. Now, what do you expect in way of tire wear here? Do you really expect not much? I know we haven't had a lot of time to test these cars since we've only had about 10 laps and less than that under green, but what's your expectation?
I don't think they're going to wear much. Maybe later on you can get away with...
All right. Well, thank you for talking to us, man, and good luck in the rest of the race.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, and that was Hal Amy, driver of the number 3 Mike's Harder Lemonade machine. So does that mean it's like when you take a test, it makes it harder? Anyway, I got the bad jokes. I got the good jokes. I got every kind of joke that y'all be wanting out there. And this is a chief example as to why you should never leave me alone to announce a race, because I run out of funny things or witty things to say under caution. 14 laps into this race, it is Corey Wagner, your race leader. Larry Anderson, how about that? And I remember Larry Anderson because I used to always get his name mixed up with, what was it, Larry Linville from MASH, and I don't know why. But glad to see Larry in the field here tonight. Hope he's having a good night. Hope he's going to have a good run. That number 04 machine starting outside pole on this restart. Sorry, in second place, I really should be saying. 14 out of 85 laps here complete. It has been a good show. It has been an interesting show so far. Quite a few wrecks. But hey, that is a result of hard racing, is it not? Where you have these drivers all going out, but they got to remember, you have over 70 laps to go still at this point. So that takes a while here at a big track like Daytona Superspeedway. So they got to kind of calm down. I think I got to agree. I got to agree with the chat here. They got to calm down just a little bit, and they'll make things happen. They'll make things happen real fast, and before they know it, you get 40 laps to go. And that's when I think it can kind of get into that go time mentality. But I think right now it's a little bit too early to be doing that. And then just kind of mellow out, and you'll have a great night of racing here on the American Sim Network, stroke WFO Network. And I know everyone out here in the chat's loving it. I know everyone's having a great night. Everyone talking to each other. Hope you're all doing well. I feel like I said that a lot here, and I hope you're all doing well. But I really do. Hope everyone's having a great night. Hope everyone's liking the product I'm putting on. Let me know if you like what you're listening to, what you're watching. Let me know what you think I can do better, aside from getting another guy with me here to do these races, which I am planning on doing. Pace car is down. You know what that means, folks? That means the green flag. There it is. It's waving. And it is a great start for Corey Wagner. Excuse me. Great start for Wagner on the bottom with the 114 behind him. That is Vern Bradley. He's got Hal Amy in tow with Matt Skipper, Jared Cox, and then Larry Anderson and Mason Weitzel, and then the 29 machine, Raymond Root, up on the high lane of the speedway there, side by side, as they go battling for the race lead here. The question is, does that outside line have anything to say for the bottom? Vern Bradley says he wants to try the top. Gonna leave his teammate all high and dry for the moment. That's a little surprising. But, I mean, that's racing. You know, I thought Hal was going to go with them. I think Vern might have thought that Hal was clear there, and unfortunately he wasn't, because I know Vern and Hal, they work together. They go together perfectly. They are great teammates. They work together brilliantly. But side by side as they run right now for the lead, it is Vern Bradley looking to lead his first laps here at Daytona. I tell you, he was the man to beat Season 1 and Season 2 for that matter. So to see him back out on track, he is going to be a force to be reckoned with in that 114 machine. It is Corey Wagner, though, the man leading the show. He's got Hal Amy pushing that 3 machine, Mike's Harder Lemonade machine. Side by side, who's going to lead the lap? I got to say, it's going to be Corey Wagner. Larry Anderson not going to give as big of a push to Vern Bradley as that he needed. Hal Amy giving a big push to Corey Wagner. And I tell you, it is some great racing for this race lead. Raymond Root, glad to see him back up there. Look at the O2 machine as well. Leonardo Castro. And he is having a great run of things in 12th spot. Joseph Andujar, Donald Shockley. Shockley will go in car with him, and it should be a good run. And you see in car with Donald Shockley right now. 9th place on the speedway, that 98 machine, right behind Jared Cox, trying to run that bottom lane. He's doing a good job of things at the moment. Looks like the outside lane moving. Oh, Jared Cox got a bit squirrely, as did the whole bottom. And we'll ride on board Larry Anderson. And you see, he rides behind Vern Bradley. He's got Hal Amy to the inside, side by side. Anderson peaks the middle. Anderson's got to think better of that, though. I tell you, it's a little too early to be going down to the bottom of the speedway. Or to be going 3 wide, I should be saying, not down to the bottom of the racetrack. So, and he's got not too much help, but Vern Bradley drives to the bottom. So Vern Bradley going to try and lead this lap. I think he just might, and yes, he will. Vern Bradley, 4th lap of the night, led for that number 114 iRacing Marketplace machine. Or iRacing Classifieds, I'm sorry. 19 out of 85 laps complete. It has been I tell you, it has been a great show of things so far. These guys going at it 2 by 2. I tell you, I don't think we're going to see single file racing. You know, you're used to it with the truck and the Xfinity car and the Cup car, where they'll kind of mellow out, they'll calm down, and they'll go single file. Well, I don't think we're going to see that here tonight. These guys are going so hard, and they're just keeping it 2 by 2. Everyone wants a shot at getting to the front of the lead. And you see Jared Cox leading that second group of drivers. You got Joseph Andujar in the 8 to his outside. And look at the damage he's got to be running up there. And I tell you what, he's doing great. Hats off to him for making that work. And Matt Skipper now going to jump in front of Jared Cox, trying to work both lanes there. Skipper doing what he can to make things happen. 21 laps in. Hal Amy going a little wiggle, wiggle, wiggle on the back stretch. What you got to do, as he was trying to breathe the car, most likely. That's what I would imagine. And they are 1, 2, 3, Vern, Wagner, and Amy. And Hal's going to jump to the top line. He's going to say, you know what? I want to lead this race. I want a shot at it. But unfortunately, the top line isn't materialized the way it was when Vern was up there. And, you know, when Vern had a shot at the lead, he had that entire, you know, group of, oh, man, it's happening. It's happening again. Oh, man, oh, man. I tell you, Jeff Martin got around. That's the second wreck Jared Cox has been in. It's the second wreck Jeff Martin's been in. Second wreck Sean Doerr's been in. Second wreck Andujar's been in. Andujar still had damage from the first. Matt Skipper, I think it's his second wreck too. What happened here? Looks like Larry Anderson. Looks like bump drafting gone wrong. Skipper got into Anderson, and Anderson got into the 14, and, well, unfortunately, it might have just been off to the races from there. An unfortunate turn of events for these drivers. Big crash. You see that Hooters machine? Richard Springer's involved as well. Man, oh man. 22 laps in, and it is the big one striking yet again. Tyler Lambert in the other 3 machine. Looks like he might have gotten a piece of it. So we'll be right back on the American Sim Network. Vern Bradley, your leader. The rest of your top 5 is rounded out by Corey Wagner, Raymond Root, Mason Weitzel, and Hal Amy. Don't go anywhere, folks. Green Flag Racing returns in just a few moments. So we're back live, getting ready to go green here on the American Sim Network. Let's take a look at a caution rundown. We've had 3 cautions for 6 laps, 12 lead changes here tonight. I tell you what, 12 leaders, 12 different leaders in 25 laps. That's, well, almost a different leader every 12 laps. So, no, I'm doing that math wrong. But, half of the laps you have a different leader, because 12 divided by 24, you know. Look, I'm not a numbers guy, but there's some kind of mathematical number you can work out from that, and it would probably be a pretty cool statistic if you knew numbers better than I did, which I imagine most people do. Anyway, that being said, Adam Tips, Corey Wagner, Vern Bradley, Leonardo Castro, and Mason Weitzel round out your top 5. We're going to ride on board. Oh, boy, they might have almost wrecked under caution. What just happened there? Hal Amy had something go wrong on his car. You see, look, I think his wheel locked out for a moment. His wheel locked right, definitely. But we're going to ride in car with Vern Bradley here for this restart. Pace car goes down. There we go. Great start there. Vern Bradley out and away to a pretty impressive restart. And you can see here side by side as they run, as they usually do. Great restart. I tell you what, Vern Bradley getting good push from his teammate. And Vern Bradley going to go to the top lane. He did that on the last restart. Now he's going to try for the race lead on Adam Tips, 2x2. Go get to the outside, and there's the new leader, Vern Bradley. The man, the myth, and yes, a legend. He is now leading the show here at Daytona Superspeedway. So I think that was a pretty great restart there. So Vern will lead his 8th lap of the night. And at any rate, as we can see, almost to the wall goes Hal. And I don't know what just happened with my connection. My connection went janky for a moment. But Vern Bradley maintains his race lead. So Vern is leading. Adam Tips, Corey Wagner, Mason Weitzel. And 29 laps into this race now. It is still Vern Bradley, but look at the outside being headed by Mason Weitzel. You see Mason's got help from Adam Tips, and Adam's pretty good on the super speedways. He's also got help from Hal Amy, and Hal's going to give him a pretty big bump. And I'm sorry, he's got help from Dylan Altum on the high lane there in that 92 car. I got the two colors mixed up. And side by side as they run for the race lead, I tell you what, Vern Bradley going to have a lot of competition from his teammate. These two drivers are incredibly good at racing. They're also incredibly good at racing each other, because I know Mason, a very competitive driver in this league, very competitive driver in general. I've seen him race for years and years. Oh, and Dylan Altum's gone around. Oh, man. 4th caution of the night. It's another big crash. Here's your replay. What happened here now? Looks like Altum Looks like, again, bump drafting gone wrong. Hal Amy got into his quarter panel just a little bit. We saw one car on his lid. I want to say that was the 12. And it was. And the 29, Raymond Root involved. And it looks like Tom Cristiano, he's got damage. It looks like his motor might have expired on that one. Looks like the 24, man. Michael Skinner, he was leading the race earlier, but he got caught in that. So count that up to what, caution number 4 of the night. And we'll be back here on the American Sim Network in just a few moments' time. Vern Bradley leads as we close in on halfway. Back live here on the American Sim Network. We got a guest in the booth, Hal Amy Jr. How you doing tonight, my man?
I'm doing pretty good, Mr. Egan. How about yourself?
I am doing awesome, and he'll be joining us for the rest of the evening here, so I'll have someone to bounce off of and not sound like a complete psychopath the rest of the evening, which is usually a helpful thing. Anyway, I'll let you get the green here. They'll go single file for this restart, looks like. Yeah.
I'm on my phone.
Oh. Alright, so we're green. Good restart here. And great start there by Mason Weitzel. And he'll have Vern Bradley hooked up with him. They'll be 2x2. They'll do a little two-car tandem drafting for you right now. So I think that's going to be pretty interesting to see right now. I think that's going to be the kind of question now. Since they started single file, you think we're going to see two-car hookups?
Yeah, actually, I think they will, and they're also very good at working together. So maybe that'll be their little strength.
Yeah, and I got a feeling we might see those two-car hookups, or you think we're going to see them, take like 5 or 10 laps, and then they'll be all back to that 2x2 racing that we saw earlier.
I think eventually one of them is going to make the push to get the lead. Yeah.
It looks like right now it's not taking too long for that front group of cars to form up double wide racing. Looks like the 54 of Adam Tips with the number 1, Artie Peterson, going to go to that top side. And that'll be pretty interesting to see how they make that work, since they're this is kind of reminiscent of 2011, where you had those two-car groups in the Cup Series. And oh man, it's another one. This time, Mason Weitzel on the receiving end again. The other 3 cars involved, it's big. 24's in it again.
Fire, man, fire.
Well, they say cautions breed cautions, and unfortunately that does ring true here tonight. We'll see what happened. We'll look at a replay. Looks like Vernon Mason racing hard. These cars are so prone to just getting hooked in that quarter panel, I tell you.
Well, the new tire module, I would assume doesn't help too much with it.
Yeah, that is true. And you look at Tyler Lambert, who got a piece of that, unfortunately. Looks like the 17 spun himself out trying to avoid it. But Lambert had a fast fix out and away. We'll talk. How about we get an interviewing with our race leader, Adam Tips? I'll let you talk to the one and only Adam Tips if he's in here tonight. Yes, he is. So we'll get a word in with him, and here we go. There you go. I'll let you get the interview in with him, Hal.
Hey, Adam.
Yeah, I got y'all.
Hey, how's it going tonight?
It's going pretty good.
Is it?
Well, I gotta tell you what, I ain't complaining with what's going on with me right now. I'm making it through two wrecks like that, and I'm just sitting up front. I ain't complaining.
Well, I guess my next question of your strategy is working out would be pointless at this time.
Well, looks like right now, the only thing now I'm a little bit worried about is going to be the gas. We got 49 to go. I've already gone 37, so I'm just trying to do some math in my head. I think I have it down, but now it's just try to keep my nose clean and just make sure I still keep these fast repairs so I don't get totally destroyed. And I have another chance there at the end.
Think you'll get the first win tonight here, Adam?
First K&N win and first one of the season. I would love to do that. It'd be a good momentum builder and a good way to start the season, but you never know what happens to these tracks, but I hope so.
Well, I know your fans out there rooting for you, and I know Matt and I are hoping for an underdog win.
Alright, guys. Appreciate that a lot.
All
Not a
right.
problem.
What channel do I move you back down into?
H&H, sir. H&H.
Yes, sir. Good luck in the rest of the race, my man.
Thank you.
H&H Motorsports. There we go. So, any other driver you want to hear from here, Hal, as we get ready to go green, or before we go green, I should say?
I think we should bring Mr. Dylan Altum up.
That is a good idea. He got involved in the crash before this. And once again, I'll let you get the word in with the one and only.
Dylan Altum.
Hey,
Hey, man, what's been going on tonight?
a lot of wrecking.
Well, I mean, other than that, like strategy-wise, what's your mindset from where you're at right now?
Don't wreck.
Don't wreck. That's
Yeah.
a good plan.
That is a fair strategy.
Yeah, probably just gonna stay in the back for now on. I don't have any more fast repairs, so.
Well, I imagine you're gonna try to hook up with some of the other guys out there.
Yeah, probably later on try to get up there and go for a win. But for right now, this early in the race, they're wrecking. They're driving like it's 2 laps to go, so I'm just gonna sit in the back and chill out.
That's a good strategy. Matt?
Oh, well, I mean, you just about covered it there. You got a strategy. Any sponsor you want to thank right quick?
My sponsor Bang on my car.
Hey.
Gotta have them bangs, man.
You know, I tried that energy drink a few months ago, and it was something.
I tried it just
Oh, they're
3
good.
days ago. Not a fan.
Get out of here.
Can I say that it made my tongue swell? Like, it literally made my tongue swell. It's about
What does
half.
that mean? Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
No, I was halfway through the can. It was like the green apple flavor, whatever it was. I was halfway through the can. I was like, man, my mouth feels weird. I couldn't breathe right. I'm like, well, my tongue's swollen. I'm like, that ain't right. But so that
was
was
a sour one.
yeah.
Oh, that's probably why.
I will say it had a good flavor. It had a good flavor.
I had the cotton candy one after halfway. through the
You gotta try the
can, I
rainbow
didn't-
unicorn one. Hence my car.
Mi-
Yeah, I have that one.
Minus the possible allergic reaction. Great flavor.
Great flavor.
Best of
But
luck to
almost
you.
died, but great flavor. Yeah, thanks guys.
We'll let you get back down with your team there.
See,
Yep.
Matt, that's the comedy they want right there.
Alright.
They're not bad jokes. It's just
All right, I think it's lights out. Yes, it is. Adam Tips, your leader. What do you think for this run here as we're closing in on halfway here, Hal?
well, I honestly think drivers need to just calm down a little bit and kind of go nice and easy through the rest of the way. Other than that, I think I'm still going with my gut feeling. There's going to be an underdog win.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you on the underdog win, although I must admit I don't quite know who would be the underdog. I didn't watch last season, but well, fill me in. Who would be an underdog driver here?
Well, it would be one of the the new 2020 rookies, or bear with me here. I think a veteran Vern Bradley who hasn't raced in a season would be kind of an underdog, minus his skill.
Yeah, because to me, a driver like, say, Aiden Young or Adam Tips or, Larry Anderson, the guys that I remember from, Season 2 and Season 1 when I was broadcasting those, I wouldn't really count those as underdogs, but, like I said, I don't know. But I think those are some good picks there. And I'd love to see Vern get the win. That would be really cool to see. Green flag back in the air. We're racing again. Good start by Adam Tips. I noticed there on that restart, they all went to the high side, if you notice. So I thought that was a little bit interesting. Why do you think that might be? For them to go high there. And we got another caution. Looks like the 3-car, Tyler Lambert once again. Oh, it's big. Hal Amy's in it. Ah, man. Good news for all the Hal Amy fans out there. I still think he'll win driver of the day, but I don't think the race went in it. Oh, he blew his motor. He blew the engine. That's what happened. So into Ryan Daniels, into the 59, into Matt Skipper, and into Lambert and the 88. Who the 88 is?
That would be one of the rookies, I think. I can't remember the name. Hang on.
But, yeah, you watch. Watch down the front stretch. You see, look at the 3-car, look at the car, and you see big puff of smoke come out of it, and she just slows down. Or the 63, I'm sorry, the 63. That was the guy that also got involved. But, yeah, so Hal Amy losing the engine, unfortunately bringing out another caution flag here tonight. I mean, that is, you got to feel bad for him there with the engine expiring. Good restart though. Up until that point, unfortunately.
I know. I feel bad. Different level, bro.
Now, do you think he had any warning that engine might have gone? Because I've been in that situation before where you have a damaged race car and you just the engine just goes. You don't have any indicator that it was going to happen. It just go boop, and you lose the motor.
Well, I mean, it would depend on pre-contact or contact. If it's contact, it's probably gone. If it's pre-contact, then, you downshift the wrong time. It just goes to.
Well, 42 laps in here. I'd say let's get a word in with Hal, but I can't imagine he's going to be too happy as he's still trying to limp that thing home. Jared Cox down pit lane, Nick Gardner. Looks like a few drivers, unfortunately, electing to put it behind the wall here. But Adam Tips holds on to the race lead. We'll be right back here on the American Sim Network. Back live here tonight as the clock strikes 10 p.m. on the Eastern Seaboard. Take your bets now. Who do you think's going to win this race as the pace car gets ready to hop down? We'll have about 41 laps to go. Pace car is down. Green flag is in the air. Good start there by Adam Tips, as per usual. He got the last few starts pretty good. Luckily, they got through the front stretch decently there into turn one now. He's got already behind him Adam McKinney further back, Leandro Castro. Or Leonardo. Is it Leonardo or Leandro? I've been bouncing back and forth between the two.
It's Leandro. It's good to see him back.
I remember him from season 2. He was pretty decent.
Yeah, he took a couple seasons off, but he promised last season if he could, he'd be.
Oh, great to see him on track. Great to see him running, and great to see him running in the top 5. 40 laps to go now. So it has been a pretty good race so far. With just 40 laps left in it, what would your strategy be as a driver going forward?
I would try not to be too aggressive at this standpoint. Make sure I keep an eye on the tires and fuel, which, you know, the tires would probably, well, the fuel would be more of a stress point at this time. And, you know, I would stay back probably about mid-top 10, just in case anyone in front of me gets too aggressive and wrecks the field.
Yeah, keeping it clean is definitely going to be a big thing. You think these drivers are going to have another big wreck, or you think they've kind of all worked it out of their system at this point?
Well, I mean, it's Daytona, so I see at least 1 or 2 more coming.
Yeah, I think they're going to come at the end, though. I think we're going to get to maybe like 10 laps to go completely clean. I think that's what's going to happen here. And you see, watch that. You see, what was that? Justin Caden or Andujar rather hopping up in front. That outside line is forming up again, and I tell you, that's where things get risky, is when the outside line forms, because that means these drivers are going to start fighting for position again. Larry Anderson leads the high line. And Adam Tips down on the bottom. He's getting the push from Andujar. Now, what do you think about Larry Anderson? How?
Good veteran driver. I think, you know, he might have the tips to pull it off here tonight. It's still too early to tell. If he follows what strategy he's set forward, it could be a different outcome.
Yeah, right now we got 2 distinct packs forming in this race. You have this first group that kind of ends at about Aiden Young, rather I'd say about the 63 car, Glenn Jameson. And then you go all the way back to like Chris Allen, or Cody Martin, rather. You go back to Cody Martin and Hal Amy, and that's that second group of drivers. You have Dylan Altum with that. Dylan Altum's actually leading that group as Hal Amy, unfortunately, 2 laps down. That's got to be hard for Hal Amy there, being 2 laps down with a perfectly repaired race car now, you know? Because the unfortunate thing is, I don't think he'll get those 2 laps back here tonight.
Well, Daytona being a big track, I would say it's impossible, but I've seen weird things happen.
Yeah, that is true.
I mean, think about it this way, Matt. If there's no cars a lap down, he's the first place car 2 laps down. Doesn't he get a lucky dog to take away?
Yeah, that is true, but the only thing standing in his way is David White. He is 1 lap down and technically in front of him. That 59 machine.
Ooh.
And the 59 machine's all by his lonesome, no draft, so he'll be 2 laps down soon. And then they will be competing for the position of first car 2 laps down, which will be pretty interesting to see.
Well, here's an old opera quote for the fans out there. It's not over until the fat lady.
Yeah, that is for sure. And right now, Adam Tips, though, is leading the race. I'll tell you, Adam Tips has been having a good night ever since he's gotten to the lead. He hasn't really lost it. And he's been up there for about 20 laps now. It'll be 20 laps at the stripe anyway. So I think, oh man, it's happening again. Oh, it's another big one. I think that's Russell Chernesky's night done in.
I'll tell you what though, Matt, it would be a storybook for, not an ending, but it would be a storybook chapter for Mr. Adam Tips if he can win Season 5 in the K&N Series. This would be the first.
Definitely be a great win for him. Let's take a look at that caution. I see the 38 is involved, the 24 of Mike Skinner, the 65 as well. I think Ryan Daniels has been in it again. Man, I tell you, a lot of these drivers, Leandro Castro. And it looks like the 65 got turned into Leandro by the 22. Again, just getting these cars in their quarter panel, and that's what kills them. That's where things go wrong. And you see Ryan Daniels got into it trying to slow up for it, unfortunately. And we'll take a look at our caution rundown here tonight. That is caution number 7. And here's something interesting. How we have had 17 different leaders. We have had 17 caution laps. And 7 cautions. So we're playing lucky 7s here tonight. Although, I guess in this case, maybe unlucky 7s.
Well, you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? That's your lucky lotto number.
7, 17, 17.
That's about the only thing lucky about it, though.
Cars rolling around on track here at Daytona Super Speedway. Larry Anderson, I said we get a word in with him.
I do agree.
And we'll pull him up. We'll find him. We will find him and we will speak to him if I can find what chat he's in. Because I'm going to be honest and say I can't. Do you see him? We might not be able to talk to Larry Anderson.
Troy Cook?
That's a good pick there. What chat will I find Mr. Troy Cook hanging out in? Ah, there we are. We'll bring Troy Cook up here, and I'll let you get the word in with Troy. Take it away.
Hey, Troy.
Hey, what's going on?
Not too much. Hey, man, some bad luck tonight, but what's going through your mind right now?
Yes, sir, but we're back on the lead lap, and we're coming to the front, hopefully.
That would be awesome to see for, me as your team owner and all the Troy Cook fans out there.
Yes, sir, we're going to do our best to park this HJRM Chevy in Victory Lane.
Okay. And are there any sponsors out there right now that you would like?
Yeah, I'd like to thank In Motion CBD for coming on the car. You, Hal Jr., and the whole HJRM team, and WFO and everybody for tuning in and watching.
All right, and we'll let you get back down with your team, my man. Good luck in the rest of the race.
10-4, thanks, guys.
We'll get a word in. How about with race leader? Once again, race leader. It's the man, the myth, and yes, he is even a legend, folks. The one and only Vern Bradley. How you doing tonight, Vern?
I'm doing good, doing good.
Man, you're back in the race lead. This will be lap number 13 in the books. There it is. Well, what's your impression of the race here? 55 laps in, closing in on 20 to go.
I'll tell you, it's been interesting, Matt, for sure. I got a stupid penalty. I got in the back of my teammate, Mason Weitzel, and got a stop-and-go penalty and had to recover from it. So I'm going to work a little bit of strategy here and stay out and see if we can get in front of this thing where we belong.
Now, from a driver perspective, what do you think of the cautions we've had here tonight?
There's been a few more than I think the admins would like to see. But in defense of some of the drivers out here, this car moves around a lot in the draft, and it doesn't bump draft very good, and I think that's creating some of the issues.
Yeah, I've noticed that. It looks like when you get up on someone's back end, you just so much as even touch the quarter panel, the car just wants to go free on you. Have you had something like that happen to you where you get a little bump and the car just wants to go out on you?
Oh, absolutely. I've had it happen to me, and I've done the same thing to other people. So I know it's a real problem, and that's just something that you got to be mindful.
All right. Well, thank you for talking to us, Vern, and good luck in the rest of the race. Beautiful 114 machine.
Thank you. Thank you, Matt.
All right, and that was Vern Bradley, ladies and gentlemen. Hal, what do you expect to see in the rest of the show?
Hopefully less cautions. Sorry about that again. The internet kicked us out.
No problem. It happens.
Like I said, hopefully less cautions. And I definitely want to see either non-biased and underdog win. Biasedly, I want to see an HJRM car.
Well, hey, maybe you get both. You get Vern Bradley to victory lane. I know you mentioned him in your underdog list earlier.
True that.
So, right now, we've got about, 30 laps to go. Yeah, 30 laps to go right now in this race. What do you expect on this restart? You think these drivers are going to take it easy, or you think since they see not too many races left, or not too many laps left, they're going to start and say, you know what, we're going to go fast?
Well, depending on pit strategy, and, like there was a caution earlier, so tires and, my fuel says, I'd probably still take it a little easy. Try to push my way up a little bit, but not too much to burn my stuff out. And then hopefully by the end of the race, finish at least top 5 or, get the W.
And right now, 57 laps in when we take the green. Vern Bradley single file restart. He'll have his teammate behind him, then the number 1, then the 12, and the 8, rounding out your top 5. Joseph Andujar with a beautiful looking paint scheme. And right now, here we go, pace car down. Green flag in the air, we're racing. So 57 laps in, Vern Bradley, Mason Weitzel pushing each other. How long do you think it's going to take for them to go double up?
I would say, honestly, within the next 4 to 5 laps. But depending on what these drivers decide to do, it could be within the next lap.
And right here, and yeah, I think that's definitely a good prediction. I gotta agree, it'll take a lap or two. And you can see, it looks like Larry Anderson already trying it. So Larry Anderson already trying to make that outside lane, but it's, it's not really happening. Not just yet, anyway. As you can see, he's got the 12 car. That 12 machine, Corey Wagner, forming up. Looks like Adam Tips is going to say, hey, you know what? I want a piece of this. and he'll go with them. So we're closing in now on 20 laps to go, and Adam Tips will take a peek at it with them, as will McKinney. So you think it's wise to be going 2x2 is another good question to be asking at this point.
If you can find the right guy or group of guys to work with you, push you to the front, I think it would be a wise idea with the laps narrowing down. That's just my personal opinion. What do you think?
I think I agree. I gotta agree with you. I think you make very good point there. As they are side by side. Look at Andujar wiggling around. And you mentioned, Vern mentioned these cars like to wiggle around and they get a little bit squirrely when you push them. Maybe side by side racing, you want to save that for like 10 to go,
I would agree.
And save it. What a save by Larry Anderson. I thought we were about to count caution number 8 of the evening, but he caught on it. I mean, how about that? That was about something else,
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful job there by Larry Anderson to save that machine. He fell back to 6th place, but still saved the race car. That's what you have to do. Don't give up the car. Don't give up the ship. Whatever you want to say. Corey Wagner, Vern Bradley, Adam Tips. You think Adam Tips has a shot at the win here? He's led about 20 laps. I think he's got a good shot at it, And looks like the 12, Corey Wagner, going to lead his 7th of the evening. Good job by Wagner there. Adam McKinney stays on the bottom. He tried to hop to the top with Tips and Anderson, but it didn't happen. The door was closed too quickly for him. We're coming up on Hal Amy now, looking to put him, I think 3 laps down. It'll be 5, actually. So he'll go 5 laps down when they get to him. And he'll stay to the bottom of the racetrack. Now, bad night for Hal here. But what do you think about next week, Junior? You think he'll have a better run?
Well, you always hope for next week. As a driver, as team owner, you always hope for next week. If it's not tonight, I think next week he'll put out a heck of a...
Yeah, I think so for sure. He'll definitely have a good run next week. Vern Bradley there in 2nd place, giving it all she's got to the back end of Corey. Adam Tips leading the show, or leading the outside show, I should say. He's not leading the overall show, not just quite yet. And he's doing a good job. And looks like Wagner will still hold on to the lead for lap number 9 here tonight, but it will be Adam Tips challenging him, and you think Adam Tips got enough cars with Anderson and then the 1 and then the 8 behind him to challenge for the lead if they form up proper.
Well, if everything goes Adam's way, he could probably, depending on fuel mileage and tires, pull it off till the end, depending on caution.
It'll all be interesting to see. This will be one of the longer runs we've had here tonight. We'd have gone about 10 laps. If we go another 2, we'll make it 10. And I think some drivers just had to dive to the pits. Yes, Vern Bradley, Jared Cox, Mason Weitzel, Dylan Altom having to pit. Now, that's an interesting situation there. And, I don't think any of these drivers were really considering fuel strategy because we've had these consistent cautions. They've only pitted a few times. They haven't pitted in a while.
Well, as a driver, you like to see that caution on long runs, but, when life smacks you in the face with multiple cautions, lap after lap after lap. You get used to setting your strategy on, okay, well, there's going to be a caution within the next lap or so I can get tires and I can get fuel.
And right now, 66 laps in at the stripe. They would have gone about 10 laps on this run. And they'll have to go another 20 at the stripe. They'll have to go another 20 till the end. You think they'll make it on fuel? That's the question. I'm going to have to go with no.
No, I'd say there'd be one more pit stop.
Definitely, especially since the majority of these cars haven't pitted in a very long time. And right here, 20 laps to go. There you have it. Adam Tips regains the lead. Good run for that 54 car. Larry Anderson second. I'd love to see Larry Anderson get to victory lane. That would be pretty cool to see, you know?
Oh yeah, Larry's had some success so far in this league, and I think it'd be special to him win a day.
So 19 at the stripe. Do you think we see another caution?
I would hope not.
Yeah, I gotta go with that answer too. I hope we don't, but I'm inclined to say I think we will.
I'd go as far as to say as there will be, but I hope there.
Yeah, because, you watch the way they're racing for the lead right now. And they're going pretty hard at it, and you see Peterson leading the show, and they're side by side, and that's going to get dicey. But, yeah, I'm just kind of watching the way things are going here at the moment.